Magistrates Court today. The person allegedly handed himself over to police on Monday morning in anticipation of his arrest. Now, the case is reportedly linked to last week's unrest and the looting that rocked KwaZulu-Natal and parts of Gauteng. SABC News reporter Maageketla Mohlabe is covering this case and he joins us now live. Maageketla, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the agenda. Is the accused one of the alleged instigators of last week's looting? What more can you tell us about this case?
A very good morning to you, Simpiwe. Just my apologies. I'm going to sometimes throw my eyes towards that side because we've just seen police, about 4 police officials, heavily armed police officials coming in. And this simply because also as media, we're waiting for that permission to get our cameras in the court. But I can tell you that at this stage, we haven't seen the suspect being taken to the court. But as you mentioned, he's a former FM radio DJ. And we can tell you that he did hand himself to the SABC provincial headquarters in KwaZulu-Natal on Monday, following that warrant of arrest that was issued by this very court, the Randburg Magistrates Court. And we understand that he might be linked to the violence that we saw erupt in both KwaZulu-Natal as well as Gauteng last week. From what we understand is that also we are awaiting for that docket to actually reach this court so that we can then understand the kind of charges that he faces. But if ever indeed he is linked to being one of those alleged instigators, Simpiwe, we understand that one of those charges would then be incitement to commit public violence. But from what we understand as well is that he calls himself a homeboy of former President Jacob Zuma, which is why we saw some of the social media recordings or videos of him actually voicing his opinions about the incarceration of former President Jacob Zuma. On the other side, we understand that he was one of the leaders at that Nkandla gathering earlier this month, who continued to voice their opinions, saying that should Jacob Zuma, in fact, before Jacob Zuma's arrest, somebody would die. They would have to then kill them before they arrest Jacob Zuma. We also understand that after his incarceration, the incarceration of former President Jacob Zuma, he also gave the current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, about 3 days to have former President Jacob Zuma released from Estcourt Correctional Services. So we are actually awaiting the proceedings to get underway anytime soon, apparently, Simpiwe. And as I mentioned, we just want to not miss this opportunity to get in court. I see some of the media houses trying to move into court, and we have to take the spot there as well so that we can follow the proceedings inside court. I haven't gone inside court as yet, and from what I understand is that we are still awaiting for his presence here at the Randburg Magistrates Court. Speaking to NPA earlier on, as I mentioned, we do not know the charge as yet. We do not know if that docket has arrived. Obviously, it's the docket that will actually determine the kind of charge that he faces.
All right, Maageketla, I'm going to let you go for now so that you can start monitoring the proceedings of that case. We'll be touching base with you a little later on as soon as the case starts. That is our reporter Maageketla Mohlabe speaking to us live from the Randburg Magistrates Court, wherein a former radio presenter is expected to appear.